The Bureau of Labor Statistics says 32,000 hourly workers here in Nebraska made minimum wage in 2012. Now they're about to get a raise. Managing a $7.43 an hour salary takes organization and some state assistance.
That's not a position I ever wanted to be in, but I definitely appreciate it because I would not be able to make ends meet, if I didn't receive that assistance.
In 2012.
It's a story Senator Annette Dubas has heard in legislative hearings.
These are hardworking Nebraska families. When you have 7 out of 10 women in the state who are making minimum wage, that impacts quite a few children as well.
A study by the Center for American Progress Action Fund found raising the minimum wage to $10.10 could get more than 25,000 Nebraskans off SNAP assistance, commonly known as food stamps. That could save the state $19.4 million.
When you have the number of people that we have in minimum wage jobs who may be relying on economic assistance programs to help supplement their income, that costs Nebraska taxpayers.
A single mother, Smith, says she's been turned down from several higher paying jobs because she doesn't have a degree.
If I make more money, that assistance is lost, and so then I'll be working full time. I won't have time to go to school. It's just kind of a catch-22.
So she's continued to work part-time. She says next year's minimum wage increase to $8 won't change that, but a $9 minimum wage could.
That $1 isn't enough, but that $2, I think it would make up for the difference of me not receiving aid.
Going from $7.25 to $9 an hour is certainly not going to bump them up into any higher tax bracket, but anything that we can do to help, it's going to be a good thing.
But some business leaders say the hike could lead to job loss and higher prices. Those who fought for the increase disagree.
Research and data is not supporting those arguments that are saying it will be a hardship for businesses. And prices have definitely gone up in the past without increasing minimum wage.
Research is mixed on this issue. Coming up tomorrow, hear from people who say this will create hardships for businesses, nonprofits, and even those making more money.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. By 2016, Nebraska's minimum wage earners will be bringing home $9 an hour. Yesterday, we told you about the potential benefits. Today, the other side.
Opponents of the hike forecasted business closures, and with an announcement today in Hastings, they may be right. NTV's Sara Kirkley has part 2 of our special report on the minimum wage from Grand Island.
Horizon Holdings Incorporated has announced they'll be closing their Burger King on South Burlington in Hastings. The company's CEO blames the minimum wage hike and the cost of the Affordable Care Act. It's something business leaders we talked to predicted, just maybe not this soon. Paying these minimum wage employees more could be tough.
We run on a shoestring, so that's going to be difficult to find ways to make up that money.
Grand Island YWCA Executive Director Anita Lewandowski-Brown hasn't crunched the numbers yet, but by 2016, just one of her full-time workers will add $3,640 to the budget each year.
Is it going to hurt us? Definitely. Is it going to be difficult? Of course. Is it something that needs to be done? Yes.
But business leaders say the marketplace is already taking care of that in Hall County, where only 3% of workers make the minimum.
In Grand Island, with 3.2% unemployment, we're finding that those companies that a decade ago could have paid a lower wage are not in a position to do that if they want to fill their positions.
Johnson says that means jobs that usually pay minimum wage start at $9 to $11 an hour here. She says an artificial hike like the one just approved by voters will trickle up the pay ladder, increasing salary and benefit costs at all levels.
What we hear is that a lot of small businesses aren't going to be able to absorb those type of increases. That other businesses, larger businesses, are facing challenges already with the healthcare costs increasing, and this is another increase to their bottom line, and either employment will drop because of it, or price for goods and services is going to increase.
In a 2013 Gallup poll, 64% of small businesses across the U.S. said they would reduce their workforce if the minimum wage was increased. 60% said they would reduce benefits. A 2013 Texas A&M study found that an increase to a $10 an hour wage would cost Nebraska 19,300 new jobs, impacting those minimum wage workers first.
And they might find that the opportunities are less, or that their buying power is lessened because cost of goods and services increases.
Johnson says the impact to businesses isn't worth the $9 an hour salary.
Can you pay your rent? Can you buy gas? Can you buy clothes? Can you pay for groceries? You can't do it on $9 an hour.
Businesses with less than 4 employees are exempt from upping their minimum wage. But now that you've heard both sides of the debate, a local economist says, forget all that. We'll tell you what he had to say coming up tomorrow.
Minimum wage earners will see their first salary increase in January thanks to voters. And this week, we've been telling you what those for and against the initiative think this impact will be.
Tonight, an economics expert weighs in. NTV's Sara Kirkley has details in the final installment of our special report.
Studies on past and future wage increases are mixed, but no matter what the impact, economists say Nebraska could be better off than other states. Mass layoffs or increased buying power for those making the minimum. Economists say the impacts of a minimum wage hike can't be predicted.
Any individual or any organization claiming to know exactly what will happen as a consequence of a minimum wage increase is not being realistic.
Kinnear says that's because so many other factors are impacting the labor market at the same time. Factors like Grand Island's recent metropolitan area designation. GI Chamber of Commerce President Cindy Johnson says that's already impacting the workforce as those employed by the city or county make more money.
What I hear most from businesses is that they are not able in the private sector to keep up with the rate increases that the public sector employees are seeing. And so they're either losing individuals to public sector or they're having individuals remain but who are dissatisfied.
Kinnear says the minimum wage increase could reduce employment of low-skilled workers, but because of Nebraska's low unemployment rate holding steady at 3.6%, the state will see less of an impact than other places.
I would expect that at the margin a few employers may cut back on their workforces, but that on the whole more money will flow to those low-wage workers.
As far as price increases, Kinnear predicts you won't even notice any.
The evidence is mixed. We may see a little bit of that, we may see none as those employers learn how to manage and schedule their new, more highly paid workers more effectively.
Those who pushed for the wage increase admit $9 an hour won't bring someone out of poverty. That's why supporters like Senator Annette Dubas say more needs to be done.
Anytime we can find opportunities to help people, work their way up the ladder through education and those types of efforts, we should be doing that as well.
So just how much does it take to live without assistance here in Nebraska? Well, according to a study by the National Low Income Housing Coalition, to rent a 2-bedroom apartment without it taking up more than 30% of your income, you would have to make $13.49 an hour at a full-time job. Those making the current minimum wage, $7.25 an hour, would have to work 74 hours a week to do the same.
All right, Sarah, thank you. We really liked your report there.